Hi, this is John Mack at Full Sail University in Integrated Product Deployment, and this is my beta milestone demonstration. So just as in previous weeks, you'll see three screens in view here. To the far left is our Android device, on the far right is our iOS device, and in the middle is our project prototype that will showcase what any missing functionality will ultimately look like. The app is nearing completion. Primary functionality is complete. In previous videos, we demonstrated the ability to create the master family account as well as individual accounts within that, individual profiles within that account. That includes the ability to set the family's name and address, master email address, and master password, as well as a family photo. And then for each individual profile, you can set the profile's first name, which is then used in combination with the family name to create a full name. That profile's profile pin, a profile picture, and then profile-specific information such as gender, family role, and date of birth. The week after that, we showed functionality that allowed us to edit the family account, including the master email address and master password, as well as functionality to update the family name and address, as well as also updating the family's profile or family photo and updating the profile photos for individual profiles and deleting profiles, as well as deleting the overall family account. So this week, the newsfeed functionality has been built out. Users can now add posts to the family newsfeed, which will also show up in their individual profile timelines. Those posts can then be edited or deleted within a certain period of time, and posts can optionally include photos if the user chooses to do so. So first, we'll kind of look through here, and we've kind of already set up a little bit of content for you to look through. We're looking at an account that has two profiles on it, and we've created a few posts on each profile. So if we scroll through the family news feed, this news feed will show all of the activity from every family member on the account within the last 7 days in chronological order, starting with the newest and working all the way back to the oldest. So you can see a few posts have been made here, some with pictures, some without. To the far left, you'll see the poster's profile photo, their name, the date and time that the post was created, any text associated with that post, and then if the post includes a photo, you'll see that photo in the news feed as well. And you'll see that exact same news feed over here on the iOS device. So if we do have a photo, we can click on that photo or tap on that photo in the news feed, and we'll be able to view that photo in full screen on both devices. So we'll showcase adding some posts on each device. So this is just a post without a photo. And that post has been created. Now, this intentionally does not update the news feed when a post is created because we don't want to break the user experience, and every time a user creates a post, you'll see that news feed jumping if they're reading content. We want that content to remain static. However, if a user navigates away from the news feed and then navigates back, you'll see that new content appear. And you'll see that over on the iOS device as well. So we'll have our iOS user create a post without a photo. And you'll see that same functionality come into play. And these updates do happen pretty quickly. So now we'll have each user make a post with a photo and no text. And because our photos are being compressed at upload, they actually upload and download very quickly. And we'll do the same thing with our iOS user. And you'll see that content populate on both devices. Nice and pretty. So if we jump over to our Profile tab, we'll see a timeline that displays photos just from that specific user's profile within the last 7 days, also listed in chronological order. And we can do the same thing over here on our iOS device. And you'll see that full screen photo view works as expected on individual profile timelines as well. Now, as we've made some of these posts, you'll notice these buttons showing up here in the top right-hand corner of each post that are not appearing in our older posts. These buttons will disappear over time, and they allow users to make changes to their posts. So our trash can button will allow the user to delete a post only if it is less than 2 minutes old. So you'll see if we scroll down here a little bit, we have a post that's showing an edit button, but not the delete button. That's because this post is too old to delete, but not yet too old for us to edit. So to showcase that functionality, let's just create a post that we'll delete. And for fun, to showcase that it doesn't matter if it includes a photo or not, we'll add a photo to this post. And update. We can see the post that we want to delete shows up. And we'll go ahead and delete that post. And when we delete, the change is automatically reflected. So if we refresh our newsfeed, that post is no longer visible on either device. And we'll do the same thing on our iOS device, just to show that that functionality is working across both devices. So the post has been created. We now see it on both devices. And we'll go ahead and delete it. And it no longer appears on either device. This functionality also works in our profile tab. So if we create a post that we want to delete, move over to our profile, we can delete that post from the profile as well. And those posts are gone. Looks like we had a little bit of connection issue there. So next we'll showcase edit functionality, and we'll go ahead and do it with this this post here that Ashley made that has not reached the threshold for no longer being able to edit. This post does not have text. We can go ahead and add some text to this post. And now we see that text is attached to that post. Again, across both devices. Now, if we go to edit this post again, that text will carry over to the edit screen. So we already see what our post contains. And we'll go ahead and update that again just to see how that change is made. And we'll do the same thing on our iOS device. We added some text where there wasn't any before. you can see that that text has been updated there as well. And there are changes are reflected on both devices. This edit functionality does also work just like our delete functionality from our profile tab. And we can see that post has now been edited. And there we go. So there is our newsfeed functionality. We are able to add posts with or without, or well, I mean, not with or without. A post does require either text or a photo. If neither is present, the post will not be successful. But text is optional if a photo is involved, and a photo is optional if text is included. So those posts are automatically pushed to our backend, refreshed within the account, and every user will be able to see those changes in near real time. That is it for the functionality that has been added for the beta. This completes our primary functionality. There are still two secondary bits of functionality that will be implemented during the next sprint. So before I go on to show what those will look like, I will mention that it has been requested that comments are added to the newsfeed, and while that is certainly in the plan for future versions of the application, it will not be included in the initial release. However, that functionality will be included very quickly after the application is released on the prospective app stores. So moving on from there, there are still two more pieces of functionality that will be built out in the next sprint, and that is allowing children to request permission to do things such as go to the mall, stay up late, whatever they want to do. They can go into the app on the child side when they're logged in with a child profile, ask for permission to do whatever it is they want to do, and when they click on request, that will send a message to all parent profiles on the account. They will receive a notification letting them know that a specific family member is requesting permission. When they click on that notification, they'll be able to go into the application and either approve or deny that request with a simple tap of a button. From there, we will implement our check-in functionality, and that will allow users to check into their current location. This will also automatically update users' locations every 5 minutes, so that when a parent profile chooses to locate a family member, they'll be able to pull real-time location information whenever they choose to do so. In addition, check-ins will create a timeline post that will ultimately be added to the family newsfeed. So look for that functionality on the next sprint. Everything will be included and completed and on the final release. And that is what we have for this week. Thank you so much.